Good. 12:01, get this meeting started. Okay, call to order. Okay, Pledge of Allegiance. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Great. Pass it back to staff for roll call.
Chairman Jose P. Gonzalez,
Present.
Mr. Roberto Santos,
Present.
Mr. Hector Cortez,
Present.
Mr. Carlos Gordillo, not present, Ms. Melissa Peña,
Present.
Mr. John C. Gilliard,
Present.
Mr. Paul Benavides,
Present.
Mr. Beto Porter, Ms. Elia Guevara.
Present.
Okay, we have a quorum.
Outstanding, great. All right, next, the minutes. Approval from the minutes for February 15th.
There's no changes, move to approve as is.
Motions by Mr. Galo, second by Mr. Cortez. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion passes. All right, moving right along. Citizen comments, any citizens comments?
Not right now.
None whatsoever. Okay, we're moving forward. Okay, staff reports.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We move to the first page of the passenger report. This is the one with the graph. As you can see, right now we're doing. We have good numbers for the first 2 months of the year. It's 14,930, which is a 6% increase on the employment. We're a little short on the employment compared to last year's, but I mean it's still right there with the numbers. We last year was the best year we had so far with 114,000 passengers moved per year, so it was a good year for the airport. And this year, I mean, these first 2 months are exciting for us. I mean, it keeps looking like we will continue on that trend to keep the numbers up.
Do you think because of the loss of Armada, the other three airlines will pick up the slack or to make the numbers?
Yeah, well, the numbers are picking up right now except American, which are right now, but everyone else their numbers are up. But I'm I can gladly report that from our trip from Chicago, where we met with all the airlines to see if we can develop new routes, or we also chat with the current ones we have, and we happy to report that American is bringing back their fourth frequency in this summer, and I just got a call from United that they might bring their third flight also this summer. So we'll be full schedule back on by the summer, hopefully, with United bringing that third flight. And also it'll be an upgrade on the planes by American Airlines. They're getting away from the 175s, I believe, and just bringing on CRJ 700s, and we'll have more first class rows. I mean, 12 seats instead of 8 on the new planes also. So I mean, things are looking good for the airport. So hopefully we'll continue with this trend, and we'll do our best to do that.
Is there anything we can do to push United? I know, because I mean, gee, those 2 flights, man, we need to get that third one included in as well.
Yeah.
That'd be really helpful.
No pilot.
Yeah,
Pilots.
they mentioned the pilot shortage. They say no promises, but apparently it's on the schedule for United also, that flight already for the summer. And they're also upgrading the planes for CRJ 200s, so it'll be a little bit more spacious, a little bit more passengers capacity. So should be good.
Fair enough.
I don't know if it was United or Southwest that said that had 400 planes parked.
That's probably Southwest, because I know we have a lot of issues. Yeah, so.
Southwest. We met with Southwest too on Chicago, and I mean they're very nice, though. They don't tell you no, but
They don't tell you yes.
You're on a radar. They basically say yes, you're on a radar, but apparently that radar is very wide open. So, but I mean, they did mention that they're currently negotiating the contract with their pilots, and they had a provision that all the crew from the ground should be from their union. So on the new contract, that thing will disappear. So that might open the possibility of, for instance, I know for a fact that the load factor from Corpus Christi is not that great. They have three frequencies daily. So if we take away one plane from Corpus, they might be able to come here to Laredo, and their frequency will be, their load capacity will be up in Corpus, and I'm sure one plane from Laredo might get filled.
Where would they go?
Houston, Hobby. So it'll be direct competition for United, lower the price for everyone. So I see it as a win-win for everyone. But the contract is still in negotiation, so hopefully that provision stays, and they will be able to contract out the ground here, the people from the ground. So that'll help out it. Maybe getting Southwest 2025, 2026, or something like that.
Are you looking at also direct flights to Mexico as well, or there's nothing on the table right now?
We have it. We did meet with Volaris and Aeromexico, but right now, due to regulations from FAA, it's not possible. They're still on Cat 2, but they're saying that maybe this year, by the end of the year, they'll get back to Cat 1. So. There might be something. Aeromexico, I see it more difficult because of the pricing that they have. Volaris, obviously, they were interested in what we have to offer for free and what can they get, but we didn't touch much on that. So, I mean, but there's always that possibility. Though.
What about Viva Aerobus?
Viva Aerobus, we know the person, but they just don't like to meet with us for a strange reason. We have requested meetings with them, and they have never accepted our meetings.
Not even with the new airport in Mexico City that they are trying to promote it as any extent?
No, they don't take and we know it's a lady that we met on the conference, and we always joke around like, hey, why did you go to Laredo and not to us? I mean, we have better deals. And they just laugh, but I mean, there's not.
What'd you do to her?
Nothing.
An old girlfriend?
Maybe that's the problem.
Well, before you move forward, I hope that you take into consideration, I know, because Aeromar got a sweetheart deal, man. We want to make sure that we're included as part of it and make sure that we limit our taxpayer money on that.
And I know that they're getting great numbers across. I mean, the plane is it's going at maximum capacity, and I know they have also a deal with the Nuevo Laredo government, and they still requesting money though, even though their planes are full. Viva Aerobus, but I don't know if they're getting any money though. But
did Southwest mention anything about summer flights, like going to Orlando, Las Vegas, or?
No, I mean we basically proposing the flight to Houston Hobby and then connect everywhere. Basically, that's because right now the current business model that they have with the ground union people is basically they need to fly to, let's say, to Laredo and have 2-3 frequencies daily, and the plane they have 160 passenger plane. So for us to fill the 160 passenger plane 3 times a day daily, it's going to be hard.
Okay.
Not with the immigrations right now.
Oh.
Well,
that might
all the
help.
planes up, man.
Yeah.
On the direct flight to Martha Vineyard.
But we, I am meeting with Allegiant next week. I'm flying to Las Vegas on Tuesday, and hopefully, I mean, the idea is to propose to bring back the Orlando flight, and I mean, they do have other connections to Los Angeles, Miami. They can fly there, so I mean, we'll pitch all the possibilities here to Allegiant. I mean, they have great numbers here. I mean, it's just, let's see what they say, but.
Their Cancun flight, when they had it here, was a huge success.
Yeah.
When they had it in the summers, it was packed all the time.
We proposed that flight to, what is it called? Sun Country, yeah. I know that they have in the valley, they have that flight to, direct flight from Harlingen, I don't know where, somewhere else. But I mean, they were interested, but say our schedule for now is full, so we might look into next year or something, but that's Sun Country.
It's very hard
Okay,
for
that's
somebody,
right. Correct.
for somebody else to come in because you have to do all the ground logistics, all the gates and everything. So I mean, it's so much easier for Legion, who's already
Yeah.
a partner.
Yeah, so that's the goal next week, to try them out. And, what they tell us is that the Orlando flight is not canceled, it's just on hold. So it's been on hold, standby for 5 years. Come on, guys. You gotta give me something better than that. But I mean, that's the answers we got. I mean, their numbers were good, and right now.
Well, I
their
mean, do they have
numbers are
gate
pretty
space over there? That's the
Yeah.
whole thing. I mean, if you don't have gate space on the other end, they
Yeah.
can't get there.
Yep. So yeah, there's that. I mean, just give you a pretty much summary of what went on our Chicago trip. So if we keep moving on the employment and deployment report, is what I mentioned to you. The numbers for American, it's here by airline. Have it somewhere there. So it's use a separate sheet because the percentage are wrong. So you can see only American has a decrease on the employments and deployments, little small decrease, 8% and 3%. But everyone else, their numbers look pretty solid. United with an increase of 30%, Allegiant 47%, and so obviously Aeromar is gone, so no flights from Aeromar, but this is just a breakdown of the numbers I showed previously. Just American has a slight decrease, but like I mentioned, they're still, the load factor is still pretty good, and they like their numbers, and that's the one that's been confirmed that we're getting the 4 frequency back. So moving on cargo report, the cargo numbers also, we have an increase from last year, a 1% increase so far, with 3 million, no, I'm sorry. The cargo report, 17% increase from last year to this year. We just got a signatory contract with Atlas Air, which they move cargo from Amazon, so we're pretty excited about that too. So if everything goes well, they might open shop here on warehouse or something, Amazon. So they're gonna try it out for a year or so. That's what they told us, and hopefully business continue to grow for them, and they can open shop here.
What's the name of the airline?
Atlas Air.
You
Yeah.
had a 60% increase in January, then a 4% decline in February.
Yes, we did, but the numbers are still solid, like, overall though.
Was there a lot of, is that, well, I guess all the immigrant flights are passenger, not cargo, right?
Yeah, passenger. But remember, in February, there was also, that's when we were closed around 4 days, right, Mr. Labra?
Oh,
Do you
yeah.
recall, for the fog, we had issues? It was February, right?
It was February, yeah.
Yeah, so that might have it.
And what was the 60% increase in January due to?
We can get you that information.
So I mean, that's a significant increase.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
So moving on FIS, well, I mean, there's nothing really significant here. I mean, it continues to be underused, underutilized. As you can see on the ANAM operations, they just had 1 in March so far. So I know we're scheduled to have a meeting with what's the association? I forgot.
LL.
I know you're part of that association.
The LUSBA, Laredo Licensed U.S. Custom Brokers Association.
Yeah.
Joe, you wanna explain it for a new part, new member?
Yeah, LUSBA is a Laredo Brokers Association that consisting of the U.S. brokers. has over 130 members right now, and I think that they're trying to work with an FTZ. I think they're gonna
Yes.
cancel that until, move it on to another meeting because
Until the-
we have a conflict on that particular date, but we
Yeah.
wanna really move forward with the FTZ. Something that we're trying to work with Amazon, and there's a lot of packaging, small packages that they're working through. And if they go to FTZ, they can pull it out without having to pay duties, and it goes straight to the door of the individual. So that's the process we're working through right now. FTZ is gonna be kinda big, and that's why we're gonna have the.
Yeah.
It's only certain products, no?
No, FTZ is open to
Oh.
everything, man.
Well, which is the one that's?
That's the
The
one going to
FIN,
Mexico, Federal
the-
Inspection Station.
the dual customs.
It's only five commodities.
That's
here.
what I
FIS.
wanted you to
Yeah,
explain.
that's the one going southbound to Mexico. There's only five, and you have to be approved by Mexican Customs. And there's only limited, I think, 7 airports or 8 airports now?
Eight.
Eight, yeah,
Yes.
8 airports that you can go to, and it's just those 5 commodities, and it's very, as you can see right now, 3, 4, there's been 8 operations for 3 months right now, so it's very minimally used, and something that we're the only one in the United States that has that,
Yeah.
and nobody's using that right now, so we gotta sit there and kind of promote that a little bit more.
Well, do we have the product? I mean, is that?
You know what, whenever there's a crisis, that's when they move it because of the fact of the cost involved, and that's what the factor is, so.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Madison.
Yeah, so basically what we're gonna do there is gonna, obviously, the request was FTC, so we're gonna promote the FTC, we're gonna have applications, explain all the process so we can get more people sign up right now. Currently, there's 43 active warehouses here. So plan to get more, and obviously we're gonna throw in some of the dual customs and everything there on that meeting that we're gonna have with.
With FTZs at the individual warehouses, or how you gonna promote that, or how you gonna work on that?
Oh, we're gonna show all the benefits of the FTC, so we can get more of your people sign up for an FTC warehouse. So.
And it doesn't have to be a US broker that's open to non-licensed individuals as well,
Yeah.
just as
Yeah.
long as they have that surety, that bond, and that capability and comply with the customer requirements.
Exactly. Yeah. So see, it's low-hanging fruit for the airport. But
That's a huge benefit, and I think not only just from Laredo, but we can kind of promote it up north as well, because I know that a lot of people would take advantage of it. And that
Yes.
the entire Webb County is zone authorized, so we can move entire
yes,
Webb
it's
County.
the entire Webb County. That's,
They can fall on you, man.
So if you do have warehouses and you do logistics, I think you might consider joining an FTC. So we plan to do that, and I don't know, maybe Elia can help us in Nuevo Laredo. We can do that same presentation, and
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
people there that have warehouses here, and I think just
Yeah.
build it up on that. Okay, if there are any more questions, we'll move to the FIS operations on the air charter and air taxi passengers. The numbers are a little bit higher than 2022 with 866 versus 843, but still not the numbers from 2021. I mean, those numbers are almost double, but obviously on 2021 might be the scare still of people flying private instead of trying to go into a full plane full of COVID and things like that back in 2021, right? That was that scare. So maybe our 866, 842, within 3 months, it's our real number. So we'll keep monitoring those numbers. So moving on, this one is total FIS operations is the same. So if we move to the fuel flow report, as our numbers have increased, so as our fuel numbers. Our total gallons with $3 million for 23 so far with February, and compared to 22 is at 2.9, a slight increase of 1%. But obviously we're making more revenue at $180,000 compared to 137 so far. So I mean, like I mentioned, numbers start looking good for the airport. And we continue to the next one. The delinquent report, still nothing there.
Congratulations.
Yes, very well. Job
Congratulations.
well
Yeah.
done.
Yeah.
So, remember?
Oh, yeah.
The list used to be like, what, 15, 20?
Yeah, I remember
About
about
8
that.
years ago?
Yeah, so
Well,
nothing there.
Yeah. It was long.
We're moving on the construction of taxiways G1 and G2, and now then hand it over to Mr. Labrada for that.
Mr. Chairman, the construction of the taxiways, G1 and G2, we continue working. We have a little delay, for the rain that's a bit, we're about 85% complete, and we're on track to finish. And also, I would like to report, we also started a new project. It's called the construction of taxiways H1 and H2, and taxiway Alpha. So right now, the contractor is also working on that section of taxiway Alpha on the west side. So pretty soon, you're gonna see the status reports on that project.
So, but everything's, like you said, everything's on time, so we will be meeting our deadlines, right?
Yeah, we're moving our deadline schedules and everything, yes, we're working on it.
Good deal, thanks.
Is there gonna be any dirt work going on?
And by what?
Dirt work? Are they gonna have
Yeah,
any?
we have some dirt work.
Are they gonna have some fill that they need to get rid of?
A little bit. Basically, what they're doing is breaking the concrete and
Mhm.
also the CTV base,
Mhm.
and they're milling that. So dirt, a little bit, but not a lot of dirt.
The county's looking for some over here, so you have some fill that you gotta get rid of.
Okay. Well, I'll ask the contractor. Will you pick it up?
No.
Then we have none.
He's gotta get rid of it somehow, right? Place he can dump it, if it's good dirt.
We'll stockpile it for you, and you can come and get it.
All right.
All right, Mr. Chairman.
That's my report, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on, we go to the status of report on airport financials. I know Mr. Benavides had asked for it, so I'll hand it over to Mr. De Luna for that.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, you will be presented the unaudited balance sheet as of February 28, 2023. Due to that, March will be closed until the end of this month. So as you can see, the balance sheet, we have our total assets to total $27.9 million. Then we currently have our liabilities and fund balances. Our accounts payable, $92,000. Due to other government, $60,857. Retainage payable, $4,803. Customer deposits, $90,732. Deferred revenues, $309,924. Gives us a total liabilities of $514,617. Then we have our fund balances, which includes our reserved for encumbrances of $1.2 million and unreserved, undesignated, $26.1 million. Total fund balances, $27,423,775, which totals our total assets of $27,938,392. Then we continue to our unaudited statement of revenues and expenditures. You will see basically our revenues. You can see that our Corona Response Relief Fund, as of year to date, we have collected $1.2 million, 86.12%. Then out of our CARES Act, out of $18.5 million, we still have yet to collect $340,225. We keep going down to our LEOS program, Airport Police Grant. We've collected, as of right now, $12,787.
I'm sorry, if I can just ask, on
Mhm.
the CARES Act, how much longer is that going on? Or is that it?
So since we collected the 18.5 million, we have 3 years to basically use of that money. So basically, we need to.
Yeah, but you've already, I'm saying, you're not getting another dose of that.
No,
No.
if you see, we got the $18 million that as part of our fund balance, and if you see here, there's the 1.4 that he just mentioned, and there's another one called General ARP AC
Yeah.
Act that you see there for $2.2 million. So basically, that's all we're getting from
Yeah, okay. No, I
COVID
was just
funds.
wondering.
That's it.
And we
Continuing to give out
still
money. Jesus Christ.
we still haven't used the 2.2, so we haven't received that money. I mean, we're once we collect all the $1.4 million from that, we'll jump over to just collect on the 2.2. We're just basically reporting expenses, and they'll give us back our as a revenue form. It's basically all of our operations are covered there.
So in order to touch our, basically that funding, we need to spend that money to request for reimbursement. So our total revenues as of right now, year to date, as of February 28, 2023, totals to $5,270,990. We go to expenditures, you're gonna see it per division. You're gonna see administration, building maintenance, ground maintenance, And you can see as of year-to-date, 1.5 million of expenses total to administration. Building maintenance, 521,177. For ground maintenance, 407,237. We continue. Airport Security Division, year-to-date, actual expenses, 901,895. Foreign Trade Zone or Division, $500. Our small community air service grant, as of right now, we've only expended 13,000. Our FIS Division, 113,307. Operation Store Garden, which is personnel only, 11,227. And then we go down to basically our total expenditures as of year-to-date of February 28, 2023, totals to 3.5 million, with encumbrances of 1.2 million. Right? Gives you unfavorable balance of 11,401,307. And these are our financials as of February 28, 2023.
So basically, I mean, if we'll work on the presentation for next meetings, make it more user-friendly.
Sorry, yeah.
But basically, what you're looking here is we're a service provider. Most of our expenses are related to personnel, so you're looking at around 46% of our total expenses are personnel. I mean, given the nature of our business, that's what it is. And I mean, the highlights here are basically that if you look at on a month-to-month from October to February from a budget standpoint, we budgeted $5.9 million. We have collected 5.2, so we're at 89% of the collections of our revenues. And on our expenses side, if on a budget side, you're looking at $6.7 million, and we have spent 4.8, so we're at 71% of our expenses. So basically, that will tell me that we're doing good so far on our numbers.
Is your fiscal year the same as September 31st? or
October to
30th? I'm sorry.
September.
31st, 30th.
Yeah. So far the numbers are looking good. Revenues are not 100%, but 89% is still pretty good.
I remember the CARES Act. I thought you were going to use some of that funding to do some of that development out there on.
Yeah, we'll
where we are
touch
with
on that.
Okay.
We'll get there right now.
Okay, sorry about that. Getting ahead of myself.
If there's not any more questions on the financial, we'll keep moving forward. General staff comments. I mean, I don't have anything else. I mean, it was just pretty much, I already told you about our trip to Chicago, and next week I'll be going to Las Vegas with Allegiant, so I'll keep you informed of that. But other than that, I mean, I don't have any other comments.
A question, I know that we missed our last meeting and we went to DC as well. Do you have any comments on that? So you can kind of update us on that?
On DC, we meet with the FAA, told them about the project right now, the expansion project. But just basically say no promises, keep applying for grants, and we'll take it from there. We did meet with Senator Ted Cruz, which he's on the committee that will reapprove the FAA budget. We make him aware of our issues here. We left them a presentation and everything. Hopefully he can, along with Congressman Cuellar, because I don't need to tell Congressman Cuellar, I tell him pretty much every time I see him here about asking if he has any checks for us or anything. Man, he did give a check of $20 million to the San Antonio airport. I say, man, those guys don't even vote for you. We do. Bring that money here. But with that $20 million, we'll complete the project basically, but there's still a couple of applications out there with the FAA. We haven't heard from them back, so hopefully we can get some money for that project.
And I know there's at one time it was brought to my attention about a tower that if we can get it closer to Laredo, because we have to go somewhere, we have to go to Houston or San Antonio or somewhere?
Yeah, well, the issue right now with the tower is that it's not 24 hours. I mean, that was one of the requests too. I mean, obviously we concentrated on the expansion, but we have several several other requests for the FAA, like the tower being 24 hours. The problem here is that when the weather, I don't remember the name of the software. Or the AWOS, it's down. The pilots need to contact the tower, and if it's after 12, well, nobody answers, so they cannot land here. So they go back to either San Antonio. I think this last time American Airlines went back to Austin. So that's an issue because obviously it's helpful to have the tower 24/7, but that's strictly on FAA. It works
How
on
late
FAA.
does-
Was on that flight, he was pissed.
How late does American get in?
That flight from American lands here, it's supposed to land here at 12:15. So, I mean, but the system is up and running now. That was a one-time deal that it failed. But, I mean, we do our working with the tower, see if they may can open at least 20 minutes, at least wait for that
One hour, yeah.
that last American flight. But it's subject to FAA funding, all of that. Another request in Washington was the lightning, because I know we don't have ILS on both runways, so we asked for more lights on the other one to help on the pilots. But I mean, they just listen to you. I mean, you were there, so it was basically listen to you and tell you that you have great ideas, but but we'll see, pretty much. So that's basically what we had over there. So moving on agenda item, these two agenda items were sent to council. They were approved. They're going on the second hearing. The first one is the lease on the HEB mall for the Saunders. It just basically we stay with the same terms. We just basically did away from having a appraisal every 2 years. We're just adding the consumer price index to it and having an appraise every 5 or 10 years. What is it?
I think it's fine.
It's every 5 years instead of every other year. That will take a lot of time and effort from both parties to agree on that. So that went on every 3 years. The second item is that's particularly the one that you're interested in. It was the landing fees. I know there was the first month we knew we were getting into a trial and error, but we didn't know that much error was gonna happen on the first month. Basically what happened is that everyone got billed, everyone. Not a single soul got away from a
Well,
bill.
that's good, then things
Yeah.
working, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but obviously with that, we did realize that we had some work to do, and I'll let Manuel touch more into that, all that he's been working behind the scenes.
So yes, and I told staff it was gonna be basically something that we're gonna have many obstacles to overcome. But of course, right, we want more revenue for the airport, and we needed this system to be placed. It's never been placed
Yeah.
in the last 30 years. So
Wow.
everyone that started got billed, they were like, oh my God, I've never paid in so many years. Well, now you are, right? But eventually, you know, we went through the amending of the ordinance. We noticed that there was an ordinance that we needed to follow, and of course, we backtracked those charges. We contacted Vector contacted the actual, basically, customer and reached out to them and told them that they were gonna backtrack those charges, credit those accounts, and we revised those, right? I did advise Vector that we couldn't collect or send any billings to anyone until we amended the ordinance, which we're still in the process of doing so. Our second reading will be on the 17th.
On the 17th,
On the
yeah.
17th of April. So everything's looking a lot better, and we hope to have Vector already in
Yeah.
good standard in place to go.
Yeah, so basically, I mean, what's important here is to mention that we did not increase any of the landing fees. The landing fee stays the same. We're just providing a new method for the rounding on the way to bill. But basically, we're setting the rules straight that whoever is not supposed to get a bill doesn't get a bill. So like, for instance, you're a based aircraft here at the airport, you shouldn't get a bill every time you land here. So those exemptions have been provided to Vector, so you and all your other friends won't have any issues from now on. And if they do, please let us know, because it's something that we need to work on and get fixed. So that's basically the second item that we took to council. So now basically, if you allow me, Mr. Chairman, we'll move to the action items.
Allow.
I think, Victoria, can you please read them, because I'm running out of,
Okay.
stuff too much.
So consideration to recommend to the mayor and the city council the approval to award a construction contract to the lowest responsive bidder, Line Decker Construction of Texas, Inc., Laredo, Texas, in the amount of $17,134,160 for fiscal year 23, ENG-05, Laredo International Airport Terminal Improvements bid schedules. Huh?
Move to approve.
Okay.
Second.
This is basically what we were talking about, right now. The bid was, total $60 million, including the expansion building. So right now, what we're doing is remodel inside of the terminal. So you're looking with this $17 million, you're looking at remodeling the restrooms, obviously new stairs, thank God. Escalators,
Work.
brand new, so hopefully get a good warranty.
For the next
good
25
service.
years.
Roof, replacement of the roof, so a whole bunch of improvements within the terminal for now, so.
Isn't this the one that your estimator said like 20 million for everything?
Yeah,
And it came
well,
out to be 16
Yeah,
million?
26 million or something
Yeah,
like
it
that,
came out-
yeah.
The total bill was 60 million?
Yeah, that they had this big unveiling party with no money to unveil the building, but they unveiled.
The original budget was 35 million.
Oh,
And
really?
it came out to 60, to 55 actually.
Yeah,
So from 35 to 55.
How many companies competed for this bid?
Well, technically, we had 2 bids, but one bid was not responsive. It was just an electrical company that they misunderstood, and they just placed their
Bid for the electric.
bids separate, so.
Subcontractor.
The subcontractor, so basically it was just one. We had 2 companies come on to our pre-meeting bid, but it's just one company that applied, which is the one here that you see here. I guess the bonding capacity, there's not a lot of people that have that bonding capacity here in Laredo to apply for a project this size.
But Line Decker's from Laredo, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So, motion's already set up, so Ms. Grillo's first, second was Ms. Cortez. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion, any opposition? Motion passes.
Thank you, sir. On item number 2, I'll just explain real quick. Basically, we're drawing down from our fund balance that you just saw. That's at $26 million. We're drawing down $7.5 million. That will be our portion for these renovations that we'll do. And basically, we're getting reimbursed by FAA on years 24, 25, and 26 to our entitlements. So if you look at all together, this project will cost the city of Laredo around $2.9 million, basically, without with all the FAA.
After reimbursement?
Yes. So basically, we're putting the money right now to get reimbursed in the future, so we continue to this project. That's basically what item number 2 is.
Do you need to read it for the record, or
I can.
no? Now I make a motion to approve.
Okay. Who would make the motion?
John? Ms. Grillo, second?
Second.
Marias, okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion passes. Saves on time, right?
All right, so going in the same thing as number 3, we're basically buying 5 vehicles. 1 for administration, 2 for grounds, and 2 for maintenance, building maintenance. This is just basically a replacement of all vehicles that we have. It's in the budget, and it's been approved through the budget
Do you all
process.
have a plan, like, So how often you changing the vehicles? And-
Yeah, I hear you. We don't.
Hmm?
We don't.
Need to. And it's not working right now, of course, with the COVID after all the supply chain issues, but we, at the county, we initiated a system we got with Enterprise, and they were actually informing us, like they'd come check the cars and they'd tell us, you know, now's your time to trade them in, and they, actually our payments were going down instead of up.
Yeah, yeah. I heard. I know Chief Landin is a big proponent of that here, and that's something that the city is looking at right now. I know we are considering that for the ARF truck, which I mean, if that's we're looking into that, but that'll be great because instead of having to pay upfront $1.5 million for a truck that's sitting there, we can just pay a lease for that truck. So
Yeah,
we're looking at.
But I'm saying y'all need to have a policy about,
Yeah.
how often you're gonna get 100,000 miles or 80,000 miles.
Yeah. Right now it's just basically something breaks and well, we need to replace, which is
How
not
about
a good
extended
policy.
warranty? You getting extended warranty? I would recommend that on all these vehicles.
Okay, we need to look into that.
You know, you get 3 years and they're not bumper to bumper. And let me tell you, there's different warranties. Like, I know with Ford, you get engine and powertrain, but it doesn't cover the electrical harness. And that's usually what goes back.
Yeah.
So they say, oh, the engine's covered, but the harness is not. So you have to get the gold or whatever it is, the top of the line warranty. And you can get it for like 100,000 miles, and then that's your policy.
Yeah.
We trade the car in at 100,000 miles. You're done with it.
Okay, we'll look into that. So, and that's basically item number 3. It's basically replacing 5 vehicles.
Well, I would make that motion and then also add to my motion that we highly stress to get the extended warranty for the vehicles.
Yeah, we'll put that up there.
Including electrical.
Yeah.
What was the
Okay,
second part of
motion.
the motion?
John made a motion.
Include extended warranty.
Extended warranty.
To purchase the vehicle and highly stress that we ask council to get the extended warranty for, whatever it is, the policy would be, like say 100,000 miles or 5 years, and that's when you trade in the vehicle as soon as that warranty's up.
And to make sure that your electrical is concluded.
The electrical.
Platinum.
Yeah, platinum, gold.
Whatever.
Yeah. The most. Second, anybody like a second?
The gold one, the one.
Anybody?
I'll second.
Mr. Cortez seconds. All right, all in favor? Any opposition? Motion passes.
Thank you so much. Moving on to request, there's been this request for quite a while on the Remco doing business as economic development agent for the city. Nothing has been paid and nothing will get paid. Apparently that contract is expired and it's not going to get renewed, so
Good.
basically.
Yeah,
with
yeah, we
zero-
done with it?
Yeah, we're done.
Good.
So I'll ask your permission to remove it from the agenda from now on, and obviously if I see some charges or anything, I'll bring it up to you, but right now there shouldn't be anything, nothing was billed, and it's over that contract.
Okay, thank you, appreciate that. Yeah, that's something, it's just making sure things, money are spent, our tax money is spent wisely.
Yes, sir.
And accordingly, common sense, so.
Yeah.
I know sometimes it doesn't work, but go ahead.
So that's all we have. I don't know if there's any request from any of our members here for our next meeting. Gladly listen to any requests and provide it for next
What's
meeting.
going on with the CBP, or who is it that's doing
The hangar?
the hangar? I mean, man, they've been at it on the dirt work for a long time.
Yeah. Well, there been, I don't know if you attended the last meeting.
They're working on the site work and also there's detention pond, so that's also what they're working on it. And you're gonna see that it's very high. I don't know who designed that, but it's extremely high from the street. It's like 8 feet to 10 feet. So there's a lot of field they're placing.
They're needing on-site detention?
Yes, they're putting the on-site detention, and also that's on the north side. If you drive by, you're gonna see there's probably 8 to 10 feet of field in that area because of the detention they're doing. So it was designed like that. So we only
They couldn't have done it off-site,
No.
from channelization down to the,
no, they have to contain it within the on-site. That's the city of Laredo ordinance, that's subdivision ordinance.
How many acres is it?
About 8, 9? Eight,
Nine.
8 or 9 acres, yeah. But everything is gonna be paved, it's gonna be a parking lot, buildings,
Mhm.
and also a ramp, so.
No, but I'm just saying, I thought that was kind of.
Yeah.
But they're doing the phase one, which is the admin building right now, $28 million. That happened with the same as our project that the cost went up, and they don't have the money to do the hangars right now.
Right.
It just,
No, but I'm just kind of surprised because you already have all that detention
oh, yeah.
across the street and was designed to handle all the airport, so.
We don't have any detention on the airport, we actually.
No, across the street at the park.
Oh, the park, the soccer fields, they're detention ponds, yeah,
Mm.
which are not good next to an airport, but we have that.
You all did it, not me.
Oh, we need to check back, maybe it was
are-
approved
we
under
are-
you.
It was not approved.
We argue and you know how that goes.
But everything is
I keep on going, right?
Yeah.
But I sit there, I'd rather just go with here. Any more comments? If not, motion,
Oh,
motion adjourned.
millionaire, anything on millionaire?
Nothing, Jared. There was, last time I checked with Group 270, they're still working on it. They did mention backup plan. I'm not gonna go into details, but they're more than willing and working on bringing something here.
Okay. All right, motion to adjourn.
Motion adjourned.
All right.
Second?
Second?
Second.
Who's second?
Virginia.
Second.
Melissa, all right, all right, Melissa.
It wasn't me.
Thank you. Bobby, make that Bobby. Okay, let's go. Let's go.
All right, thank you.
Adjourn.